put their contact information into the chat window so that others on the call will have your contact info, especially if you are new to these IGU Summit events and new to the Global Unity Network. So that ends the opening presentation today. So we will now, I was told that AHIABGA-TV is on our call. I'm just looking for him. Okay, I see Edgar. So Edgar is our guest speaker today. And so if it's possible, Edgar, for you to share your screen, you may begin by introducing yourself first. And I will mute myself and allow you to move to make your presentation today.
Hello.
Yes, Edgar, we hear you. Please proceed.
Yeah, how are you doing, all of you? Sorry if I had a problem with the internet.
Well,
I hope
before we
you can
begin,
see my screen.
it's begin right now. We don't, but let me first introduce yourself as Edgar Bajumala of the Determined Society Organization in Tanzania. Your task today will be to discuss the role of youth on climate issues and actions. So we did put a link there so we can actually see your Determined Society Organization for Youth, Girls and Women and Youth platform on Instagram. So thank you, Edgar. Please continue and proceed. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, my name is Edgar Bajumala. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we do hear you very clearly. Thank you so much.
My name is Edgar Bajumala, and I'm from Tanzania. Yeah, my name is Edgar Bajumala, and I'm from Tanzania. Recently, under UnityNet, I am the executive member and also the country chapter president of UnityNet Tanzania. And I have a short presentation. Basically, I'm going to relate the particular context of climate issues and climate action in relation to the role of youth on this particular context. I hope you can still hear me.
Yes, we
Hello?
do see the role. We see the role of youth on climate issues and actions. I'm not sure if you can. I'm not sure if you can adjust your view so that we see it larger, but we do see your screen. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, in action. So I'm going to begin my presentation.
And we lost your voice. So
I hope
please
you can.
Yes, we hear you again now. Please proceed. Speak loudly.
From there.
Well, your voice is fading, but please proceed. Or if you can share the presentation in the WhatsApp group, someone else can walk through the presentation for you. If you're unable to, let us know how we can assist you. Lloyd, if you can hear me, we don't hear Edgar, so perhaps you can contact him or assist him in some way.
Yeah, I'm just asking him if he can unmute himself because he seems to have muted himself one more time.
Let's see here.
he might be talking, but not realizing that he's not being heard.
I see. Okay, well, I'll have to leave it up to you, Lloyd. Do you have a copy of his presentation, or if you could ask him to share it with you, we could then at least walk through the presentation.
I did contact him yesterday to confirm. He did not send me a copy.
Well, it's not scheduled, but now perhaps this could be an interlude to allow your guests to introduce themselves while Edgar gets himself together. But I'll leave it up to you, Lloyd.
No, I think that makes sense. We probably have some people that are new to our call today, so we may do that today. At this point, if Edgar is unable to unmute himself and get his presentation back and running. I'm seeing some familiar faces here. For instance, first person in the top corner of my screen is Gemma Garcia. Hoping that she might be able to introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Gemma Garcia. I'm located in the Partel Island network. So I joined the network a couple of months ago and learning about all the initiatives with UnityNet across the geography and Global Unity Network in the business area, as well as community projects. So I see this as a great opportunity. I have been attending all sorts of presentations, like including Education for Peace a couple of weeks ago, and the youth in Uganda and childhood specific social matters last week. And yeah, it'll be good to be able to kind of like learn more about youth in Tanzania today. So thank you.
Thank you for that, Gemma. Perhaps Jane could introduce herself as well. Are you able to unmute yourself, Jane? If not, perhaps we could go to Susan.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My names are Susan Diego, and I come from Kenya, and I work with the Ministry of Agriculture. And I have worked with the Ministry of Agriculture for the last almost 33 years in different parts of Kenya, rendering agricultural extension services. Yeah, and then I am now about to, next year I'll be retiring, and I'll be able to do other things. I thank you. I just want to say thank you for this forum of this platform that Mr. Loy has created. It has given me a lot of insight. It has also empowered me and motivated me in my work as I'm preparing to leave the service. And apart from that, I do have lots of success stories on projects that I have done throughout the many years in different parts of this country. And when I get a chance or opportunities, I do go around once in a while to check and see whether they are still existing and they are useful to the beneficiaries. In UnityNet Kenya, I've also come in as a project director, be able to, together with my deputy, Mr. Onesmus Karare, we shall be able to write up projects and also be able to do the strategic plan, and also be able to monitor, supervise, and evaluate on projects that are going to be recommended. We thank you. I thank you so much, and also appreciate our president of the UnityNet Kenya, Jane Njoroge. She has been inspiring us, all of us, in this move. Thank you so much. I won't take so much time. Maybe next time I'll take more. I'm also working with 4K Club. We are going on a tour. We're supposed to have gone to the tour yesterday, but because they are doing exams, we have postponed to next week. So we have 40 students from 4K Club, from two schools, Mamangina Primary School and Painange Primary School. They are coming to visit us, a tree nursery and also urban technology gardens for food security. So they're going to learn a lot because that's what they're going to do in their farm when they go back to school. Thank you so much, Mr. Loy. Thank you so much, Sir Andrew, and everybody else who has attended today.
Thank you very much, Susan. I see we have Edgar back with us. Edgar, can you unmute yourself and begin your presentation?
Oh. There he
I'm
is.
having a serious problem with the internet. Sorry. Okay.
So you can go
I
ahead.
hope I can begin right now.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I hope I can begin right now. Okay. I'm going to begin the presentation whereby I'm going to define shortly the definition of
Edgar, unfortunately, we cannot hear you. Is it possible you can share your presentation in the WhatsApp with Lloyd or with our team? And then we can walk through the presentation that you've taken this time to organize. Can you hear me, Edgar?
Edgar has written to me. I think I'm having a very serious problem with the internet now. Been trying to join, but it seems I can't.
Okay, can you text him to ask him to put his presentation in the chat to you in WhatsApp so that we can go through the presentation, or would you like to reschedule another time? And in the meantime, we do have people that are joining us for the first time. So if you like, if you're here joining us for the first time and have not introduced yourself, please take this opportunity to unmute and introduce yourself. And we're asking everyone to put your contact information in the chat. When you do so, all at one time, please include your name, your organization, if any, your email or WhatsApp contact, and a way we can follow up with you. Thank you so much. So Lloyd, back to you.
So perhaps what I can just continue. Edgar seems to be unmuted, but he's not being heard. I have asked him to share the presentation with me, but I have no response there either. Perhaps we can continue having introductions from some of the, especially as you noted, some of the new members. I'm seeing a new name, Rita Marsh. Is it possible that you may be able to unmute yourself, introduce yourself?
Yes, good morning. I'm in Carbondale, Colorado, USA. I'm co-founder of the Center for Human Flourishing. And our mission is to invite individuals and communities to engage in opportunities for growth that ignite their full potential of the human spirit. And this has been an amazing presentation. I'm just full, and I'm so glad we can copy the chat to get all the information to follow up and make links and make connections. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. We do have a Unity network in the USA, so we'll introduce you to some of those other members that are there.
Oh yes, I'd like to know about that. Thank you.
It's a small group, very small relative to the African network, which is actually much bigger than I ever imagined it might get at this point in time.
And Rita, your voice is coming through much more clearly now. Could we ask you to do a Hollywood do-over and introduce yourself again, now that we can hear you clearly, please?
You were talking to me, Andrew?
Yes, Rita, we could not hear your first introduction, but your voice is
Oh.
coming through loud and clear now. So do
Okay.
Hollywood do over for us, please.
Thank you. My name is Rita Marsh. I'm in Carbondale, Colorado, USA, western slope of Colorado, and I'm co-founder of the Center for Human Flourishing. We do programs in integral health, inviting individuals and communities to engage in opportunities for growth that ignites the full potential of the human spirit. And I'm so happy to be on this program this morning and seeing the amazing work that's being done around the globe. And I have a global network that I'm involved in. It's called Unity Earth. And so I'll be making some connections between this group and Unity Earth, and also Chief Phil Lane, who's been working on the connection of the eagle and the condor for many years. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Lloyd.
Well, that is very good. That we can have a follow-up conversation on that, especially Rita, because we do have, as I mentioned during the presentation, the Indigenous Global Unity Network, as well as the Learning Network, and I think the Eco Village Network may be of some interest to you as well. So I'm looking at somebody by the name of Dus Kabavako. Perhaps they could introduce themselves. If not, perhaps Seleman Dandi may be able to introduce themselves, if they would like to do so.
Oh, hi everyone. Hello.
Yes, let's have Deuce go ahead first.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm introducing myself.
No, Deuce is introducing himself, and then you. Deuce, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm Deus Kabavako from Tanzania, joining with the UnityNet Tanzania. So I'm very happy to be in this platform. I believe I contribute so many things from me, and I will learn different things from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deuce. Since you are from Tanzania, are you in contact with Edgar there?
Hello?
Yes, Deuce, are you in contact with Edgar there in Tanzania?
Yes, we are Edgar together with the Philbert.
Yes, we're having a challenge with this presentation and communications. Perhaps you could ask him to provide you the link or the presentation, and we could make it available to others. If not, we understand. So thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, sir, please go ahead now. You're the second speaker.
So I believe I had asked Seleman Dandi, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Oh, hi everyone. I am Selemani Dandi from Tanzania, from an organization known as Health Actions Promotion Association, formed in central part of Tanzania, the Singida region. We are working on a lot, but climate change is a part of. I'm happy to be here so that we can share a lot about that, and I'm sure that we can gain a lot from others from different countries in the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So Seleman, it sounds like you are with an organization that may be able to also, if possible, do one of these presentations for us during one of our future IGU Summit events as well. And of course, anybody on this call that would like to present their their projects, their organization during one of these IGU Summit events, should contact me afterwards. We can arrange that. Because as I mentioned, we are going until the end of this year, every Thursday. I guess we can move forward if Edgar's still not able to connect. I'm seeing Rehema Kayando.
Hello,
Yes, we hear you.
my name is Rema Kiando from Tanzania. I work with CDC. And the long term of CDC is community expertise development contribution. I work with Mr. Filbert Kato. I'm happy to be part of this UnityNet Tanzania. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Interesting, we have so many people from Tanzania on our call today. But perhaps we can hear from Patrick Okoma.
Hello, everyone. This is Patrick Okoma from Malawi. I happen to be a country chapter of Malawi UnityNet, as well as projects director for UnityNet African Diaspora. I'm sorry, I'm just in, but I'm not here to make any presentation or any longer statement because I've been on bed, so I'm recovering. So I just wanted to say hi to everyone. Thank you, and I wish you everything, or everyone all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. Next person I'm seeing is our UnityNet African Diaspora President, Dr. Carlos Sanko. Carlos, are you able to unmute yourself?
Hello, can I introduce myself?
Okay, yes, Damas.
Yes, good evening, good morning, Mr. Damas. Again, I've been facing the problem of network, but I'm still on just grasping here and there what is going on. For those who doesn't know me, I'm a CEO of the Great Lakes Development and Relief Services, an angel dealing with the empowering of young ladies, young women who are just affected with any disaster. Again, my network is
Make sure you put that information in the chat, sir, along with your name and your organization and your website, if any. We look forward to working and networking with you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Andrew. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I'm hearing Carlos came on the line. Briefly?
Yes.
Carlos, go ahead.
Yes. Hello. Good afternoon, good evening from Sierra Leone. I'm happy to be with you. My name is Carlos Richard Sanko. I'm the Continental President, and I'm also the founder for UnityNet Sierra Leone, and I am also the continental leader for ISEED University Eco Village Global Social Business Partnership in Africa. So I'm pleased to introduce myself, and currently we want to inform the world that UnityNet Africa and Diaspora has been formalized. We are formally registered in Uganda, And so for our official operations, we've been given the go-ahead to formally start formal operations in Africa. And so we are welcoming partners at global level to join in the force of development in the area of climate smart agricultural resilience solutions, in the area of education, and the area of healthcare, etc., etc. So very soon, by the end of this week or to next week, our continental strategic intervention is coming out that will be sharing with partners. And we're planning to start our first international, which is a brand that we call promoting trees of reconciliation, trees of peace and reconciliation. We planning to plant 2 billion trees in Africa, in the 55 countries of Africa. So we are welcoming partners globally to join us. And we are here also to promote what we call food security and food sufficiency, to join force with the government, different governments, and join force with the international partners, organizations, to promote what we call economic livelihood for our local people, for the communities, for the cities. That is, in a summary, that's what we're yearning for. So we welcome everyone. We're going to send our email address to the chat so that you can contact us officially from there, and then we start to network. But meanwhile, you can network with us through our global team, the likes of our co-founder, Mr. Lloyd, Angela, Stephanie, Andrew, etc. And you can also contact me direct. Thank you so much. And thank you for this opportunity to introduce myself and what we are doing in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carlos. And Lloyd, let me ask you if you could copy the link to the WhatsApp group for the UnityNet Africa and Diaspora and put it in the chat so that anyone here can join the WhatsApp group. Also, please, if you would make me an administrator, I can do that as well. Thank you.
Yes, I hand over that one to Lloyd to do it because he has everything and he is our global leader. Thank you.
Okay, just give me a minute. We can move to the next person. If anybody else would like to introduce themselves as well, you can put up your hand.
Good evening. If
yes, go ahead.
Yes, hi. This is Juliet Miabo. I'm always in awe to be in this group, but I'm from South Africa. I work on projects that focus mainly on women, the elderly, youth. I also work with organizations that focus on township economic and enterprise development, building small SMMEs in marginalized communities. One of the important principles of this organization that we are adopting in all our projects is leaving no one behind. And that is the basis of collaboration with different chapters and different unit networks, organizations, and countries. Thank you again for this platform. It's Juliet from South Africa.
Thank you, Juliet. So I'm just getting the link for the UnityNet Africa Diaspora Open Forum Discussion Group. and I will put it into the chat for everybody to connect to that network discussion group. Second here. It's a short link that allows people to join this open discussion group. So I'm hoping that, let's see, Mr. Gandavmed may be able to introduce himself.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I'm van der Merwe from South Africa. I'm also newly elected as the spokesperson for the South African diplomacy team. So I'm new to the whole setup. I've joined by the end of last year, and I've started attending the presentations and workshops. And I believe that we are touching those things that it's important to be in a better world dispensation. And my background is I'm an agricultural engineer, and I want to add my skills to the challenges that's facing us to feed the growing world population, and do that through innovation to meet the food, fiber and energy needs in a sustainable way for the generations to come. Yeah, I believe that our idea to pursue water in a soil smart philosophy with food quality and nutritional value always in the mind is the right way to go. And sustainability, in my mind, is always embedded in sound business principles. I also believe that you know, in Africa we need to have a continental view. What's happening on the continent influence all of us, and also influence the rest of the world. And if we look at the influence of global warming and the things to come, Africa is definitely going to be a place where we need to do things smart. But on the other side, we also know that 64% of the high potential land in the world is in Africa, and only 14% of that land is really, you know, utilized in a commercial way. So we are sitting with lots of family farmers that we need to look after, family farmers that we need to assist to increase their efficiency and their sustainability. Besides the fact that we are in South Africa working very hard to fight poverty and all those type of things, we also want to take hands with our fellow Africans and make sure that we assist achieving the continental goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So I'm hoping that
Alex has his hand raised.
Edgar might be able to. Oh, Othieno, I'm seeing the hand raised. You'd like to say some words, Othieno?
Good evening.
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, good evening to everyone. My name is Ayodele Isaac. I'm representing both the UnityNet, African Diaspora, Uganda, and likewise Tukatane EV NGO globally. I want to say thank you for the great job that you are doing, both Mr. Lloyd and Prince Andrew. We are so pleased with what is going on, and especially for building the UnityNet network across the Africa. And as we are now in the new year, Dr. Carlos has given the report of what is going on in Uganda and the continental. I think this is where right now at the building stage where we need every hands at the desk. So this is the time that we really need the full support of the global executive to really support whatever we are doing in Africa so that we can really achieve our aim and objective. And I would also like to also advise some of our colleagues that are not active at the continental level. It will not be encouraged when we see them on the platform during IGU Summit being active, but why they are not active at the continental level. It's not going to serve as an encouragement to the rest of us that are very active. And yes, we know that they may have one challenges or the other, or maybe probably their job or their business, whatever. But this is the period that all of us need to pay the price to see how we can build the UnityNet Africa. We are laying the foundations, and the foundation must be properly laid without compromising and without pampering anyone or any country on board. So please, we want to encourage them. We want them to be fully active and to support us. Also, we welcome all the any partners that are ready to partner with us to make things work for us, especially supporting us in the area of sustainability, in the area of food productions and sustainability, in the area of entrepreneurship, and so on and so forth. So I want to say thank you once again. We want to assure you that at our end in Africa, we are not going to disappoint the global executive, and we make sure that we drive the vehicle of the UnityNet into the right destination. Thank you. That is my summit.
Thank you, AHIABGA, very much. We are. I'm seeing now approaching 1 o'clock this time, so we're probably maybe 10 more minutes. Oh, here one. Yes, go ahead.
I'm I'm president and founder of Rusli Institute of Technology and Development, located in Princeton, New Jersey, USA. We are trying to develop some focus program right now dealing with the alleviation of poverty. We are including a comprehensive program, including the transparency process, the most important, anti-corruption, anti-pollution, and all aspects of transparency that need to be implemented. Secondly, is dealing with the empowerment, whether it is in the teleeducation, telemedicine, and anything that will provide some empowerment to women, to other underserved community. So we focus on rural, remote, and poor area. Our main program is trying to alleviate poverty. We also interested in the concept of the GIS, guaranteed income system that was designed for poor farmer, whether it is individual family. We simply a partnership between funding provider and the poor farmer, where funding provider could be in a very small amount, maybe only a couple $100, $200, providing the seed to the farmer, and they will grow, and then at the end there will be some sharing possibly, or simply provided to the farmer as an income without them being coming out with any money from their pocket. So everything is provided by the funder. So I would like to implement this project, whether in Africa or in other South America or any places, even in the developed country where there is a pocket of poverty. We would like to implement this, even though small scale operation. We focus also on the agricultural development. like Mr. Van der Merwe mentioned, that we interested with the optimization process, how to improve the agriculture output, how to make it even cheaper to produce per unit product. So all these things are we will have to implement the best technology, the best practice, and so on. So please, I put my contact in this, and let us start with even small project. I would like to encourage. Let us do some action in some local. If our intention, for example, to alleviate poverty, let's do that even in a small scale, even one village in Africa, in anywhere. So let's use this as a model project, and then it can be copy-paste anywhere else in the world. Thank you.
Erwin, thank you so very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Lloyd, back to you.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at who is on our call, who has not yet spoken yet, introduce themselves. I'm looking at Mark P. Anybody else that would like to introduce themselves during today's call? They are able to do so. They can put up their hand. There's also, if they go to the bottom of their Zoom, you'll see reactions and raised hand, or just simply unmute yourself and introduce yourself to the group. I'm seeing Doris Kamagara. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm called Doris Kamagara. I'm the Vice Secretary, UnityNet Africa, Uganda chapter. I'm happy to be part of the team. Thank you.
Thank you, Doris. I'm not sure if you have any additional organizations that you are affiliated with in Uganda.
Oh, yes. I'm a founder of Bring Up a Child Uganda. We bring up children, especially orphans, and those children that are unable to be brought up by their parents. Yeah, that's it, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, perhaps, as I mentioned earlier, we can have you on and present about your organization during a future Indigenous Global Unity Summit event. Do you recognize any names that we have not called upon already today? The only name I see, I think, that has not introduced themselves possibly is Mark P. If not, it seems like we will not be having our presentation today as scheduled. This is actually the second time we've tried to have this presentation. The first time it failed as well. Unfortunately, the internet connection sometimes is quite poor, which is actually part of the reason why we would like to establish these Unity Gardens in these communities, especially across Africa and these other developing economies, where the Unity Gardens themselves would hopefully be enabled by high-speed internet infrastructure powered by renewable energy. So the idea being that we want everybody to be able to have access to high-speed internet around the world, so that they can participate in the modern economy through these network tools that exist, in which they have access to, but sometimes intermittently and sometimes not very reliably. So as we move forward, I guess we can close out today. I'm seeing 12:59, which means we have been on the call now for 2 hours. Did you want to say any closing remarks, Andrew?
No, just thank everyone for being here, and we'll be here next week. I do want to suggest that we all develop a calendar of action for the rest of the year, and then we'll be able to share and support our individual efforts. I do see Princess Seppi is now joining us, so if she does have time, I'd like for her to introduce herself, although she's coming in as we're ending up. Luckily, I see also someone else is joining us, Lloyd. Because we were able to segment the recording, we do have time now. So there's no rush to leave at this second. And so I'm opening up the floor. For those of you who don't know me, let me first introduce myself. I don't think I've introduced myself. So let me do that. I'm Andrew Williams, Jr. And you'll see Andrew Networks is a network of networks. So all of the things that you are doing, we're inviting you to support and promote any and all of the activities you see us doing. But in order for us to work with you, you have to provide us with information about what you're doing. That is the objective here. Even though this is branded as a 21 through 2022 collaborative, we are actually committed for the entire run of the Sustainable Development Goals through 2030. But we're taking them in bite-sized chunks. And Lloyd, I would ask if we could make a minor adjustment and adjust it from 2021 through 2023. Our scheduling only allows us to be able to commit to a 1-year plan of action. That's why we're booked here for the end of this year, but we will be continuing throughout 2023 as well. 2023 is significant in several respects. It is the end of the first 10-year implementation plan of the African Union's Agenda 2063. And Carlos, if you're still here, I do want to speak with you about ways we can share our narrative about the relationship between the Sustainable Development Goals and the African Union Agenda 2063 goals. They are, in fact, directly connected because it was a common African position on the post-millennial development goals that most informed, that was passed on January 1st of 2015, that most informed the creation of this and adoption and resolution of the Sustainable Development Goals in September of 2015. So Africa, the interests of Africa are embedded in the Sustainable Development Goals, and we need to let our children and our others know that this is partially, in fact, a collaborative that is driven by African concerns. So we need to make sure that there's a buy-in on the part of those people throughout Africa to know this is not something for them, it is something by them. So with that, Princess Seppi, if you're there, my beloved daughter, can you unmute and introduce yourself? And if not, there was one other person that joined. I don't see that name in front of me, but if anyone else has not introduced themselves, now's that time before we wrap up for this week's event.
Right. Good evening, Tate. Thank you so much. I missed the time once again, but I'm glad to be here, and good evening to everybody. Thank you so much. I'm just here to listen and to learn as usual. And there is Mr. Lloyd Halfeti. Thank you so much for the invitation. And yes, thank you.
Good evening, members. Good evening, members.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Good evening,
yes,
members.
Alex.
Yes, we hear you.
I'm Otheno Alex from Uganda, co-founder of Green Future Foundation in Uganda, an organization that helps kids and kids with disability, provide them with scholastic materials. We do this and through planting trees so that we can make our country and our areas look green as the way you see organization. thank you, Mr. Lloyd, for being our conductor. I will say it is like in Uganda, for being our head to make us move. We are happy here in Uganda. Internet Africa is moving very well and they're progressing very well. Thank you for everybody for being here and for keeping time to be here with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. So I guess if there are no more, Juliet, were you able to introduce yourself?
Yes.
She was able to do so. I just
Andrew, Leader Andrew.
Yes.
Yes, I was, and I'm excited about the poverty elimination project that the gentleman introduced earlier on. But I'll speak to Professor Lloyd about it because it ties very well with what we want to do with some of our leaders in Uganda. So I hope that's in order, Professor Lloyd.
Yes, and yes.
Yes, we will.
I do want to also mention and give special thanks to Erwin and let you know that in addition to the work that we're doing individually, we're actually doing the work that major governments have committed themselves to do but aren't doing well. Much of that is because they have no access to the grassroots people at the bottom. So it's our task to be the ones to demonstrate that we are aware of the trillions of dollars that will be spent and are being spent around the world on issues that we're addressing ourselves, but we must educate ourselves about what they are and how we can connect with that. For one example, the United States has made a major commitment called Prosper Africa that is devoted to working with and among those organizations in Africa that are committed to achieving the very same objectives that we ourselves are working with. But it will be our responsibility to self-organize so that we can take advantage of that. I'm very excited about the launch of Africa UnityNet and Uganda as a registered organization because it will be the tasks of those organizations that are registered to begin to provide data. And the data is our responsibility. It's only sometimes like with Princess Seppi and the Batlokwa Nation or the Batlokwa Council in South Africa, it's only the leaders from the royal and traditional leadership in Africa that have contact and access to people that don't have access to the internet. So we have to take the responsibility to be that bridge and be that gap, but we also have to be able to take advantage of the opportunities for us to be funded and empowered by organizations who have money to spend, but have no idea how to spend it. So it's up to us to bridge that gap. Thank you.
Yes, if I may add, Andrew, thank you very much. I might add also to Juliet. Let's do some action in doing this project. Let's start with small. Let's show us some. Let us show some kind of proof of concept that we can alleviate poverty in a certain village, and then that are ready to do this. Whether through agriculture, whether through anything that will make them sustainable, become sustainable after that. So let's do. I'm very anxious to look for some local area in Africa, anywhere that we can focus on adding right now. Either one village or two village. Let's put it together and improve their economy and their environment. And all these things we can put together ourselves, get together and devise a proposal. And once we have proposal, it will be easy to present it to the funding agency, for example. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, everyone, for reminding us of that again. So we are, I think, at this point, though, wrapping up. Unless there are others that would like to say a few words as a final. 3. Oh.
I believe Rima is unmuted, but I don't believe she has a comment.
Okay, so it sounds like it's not. Okay, thank you very much. Somebody else on the line?
Yes, unfortunately, I muted someone while they were speaking, so please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Professor Lloyd. Yes, no, it's exciting. It's exciting what Erwin was saying, and obviously we'll bring other people into the conversation. But as you know, we have communities, and we've got sub-communities within those communities. So we almost ready. I mean, Princess Steffi, I'll engage with her as well, because I'm excited because she's also from South Africa. And she will identify with some of the communities, especially in the Northwest, and some of them are in Soweto, including the mining communities that have been left behind. So there is a project that we can start working on, Professor Lloyd, that you can start facilitating through the network.
Mm-hmm. So this is why I'm hopeful that that now that we have also created some of these other discussion groups, for instance, with colleagues in the north of Africa from last week when we had our event as well, that we can now connect with Erwan and have a discussion with him about some concrete projects that we can actually start doing.
Well, to take advantage of what Erwin has made available and not to take advantage of what he has made available, I suggest that we route this through you, Lloyd, as the person that everyone will route their material through. And then we'll connect with Erwin, because even though Joan Kerr is not here, she's another core member of our team that has funding for projects, but we have to follow the proper protocols. So that means that, again, we have to self-organize. And that what I mean is that for each of you, I'd suggest that you put together whatever your project is, but create a one-page summary so that it is very clear with the beginning, middle, and end that will be able to be processed. I myself am working with a merchant banker. He sometimes has 100 proposals a day. 98% of them are dismissed because they're not presented in such a way that they can be easily reviewed. So it's our task to be as smart as we can to take advantage of these opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll be following up as well with Erwan, and we'll see if we can somehow create a template of some sort for people to use for those information items that need to be in those proposals, so that when they are reviewed, people will know that, oh, well, they're going to need to know, like, who are the team members, where this is going to be done, how long it's going to take, what is going to be implemented, da 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 da. So those details need to be summarized.
Yes, I'm very anxious to work with everyone here. Let's do it. Let's get some action. Thank you.
Well, we can do that today, Erwin. So I'll connect with you, and we'll follow up today. No problem.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Lloyd.
So thank you, everybody who's come on the call today again. We have had one more successful, I think, IGU Summit event today. We are moving our networks forward in Africa, especially with the founding of the UnityNet Africa and Diaspora NGO. We're hoping as well, of course, to move forward. I am trying to manage the network as best I can. I know a lot of people have asked to join whether it's LinkedIn groups or the Facebook groups and whatnot. So I am continuing to do that management as we move forward. So I will talk to you again next week on our Indigenous Global Unity Summit event every Thursday morning at 11. In the meantime, you can connect with me again on WhatsApp. I am available. Best to connect to me nowadays directly rather than to try to get my attention through any one of the chat groups, because right now those chat groups tend to be a little bit overwhelming, and I can't read all of them every day.
Okay, well, with that, we're going to wind up for today. Thanks to everyone for joining us. If there are any closing thoughts, now's that time. If not, Thank you so much for joining us. And Erwin, I'll be following up with you within the next 2 hours or so once I complete my daily chores. Thank you so much.
Looking forward, Andrew. Thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Love you all.